Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another crazy, bizarre episode of Surviving Usher's Mother. We are surviving Usher's mother,
Atlanta,
guys.
and your son gets
And
to this group, and he's doing well.
I need you guys to smash that like button
So,
as soon as y'all come in the building. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I don't want y'all to think that I'm defending Diddy Glover because I'm not defending Diddy Glover. Salute to Tamira, but listen, if this is true, this is definitely a money grab. I can't just agree with everything and all the lawsuits that are coming out about Diddy Glover. So I don't care if y'all try to say, oh, why is he taking up for Diddy Glover? No, I'm not taking up for Diddy Glover. But this gotta be a money grab right here. I'm sorry. Allegedly, this is breaking news. Usher's mother is threatening to file a lawsuit on Diddy Glover for taking Usher's virginity. This, to me, like I said, ma'am, I'm gonna have to talk to you for a minute. I'm gonna have to talk to Usher's mother one more time because I said something to her before, but now this is crazy. Let me find out that you trying to sue Diddy Glover because everybody else is suing Diddy Glover. Then you saying allegedly you want to sue him for $30 million. First of all, you're going to have to get Usher to speak out. For how is you going to sue Diddy Glover unless you get Usher to confess, ma'am, to say that Diddy Glover really, really, really touched him and did some shit to him while they was fighting over cereal when he was 14 years old. You can't even get Usher to say nothing bad about Diddy Glover. So what are you talking about? I'm sorry, y'all. To me, this is a money grab. This is a money grab. I'm calling a spade a spade. How could you say that this grown man breathed over your son? You know that he fought over cereal. The young boy he couldn't even get nothing to eat. You dropped him off at Diddy Glover's house. So how could you try to come back all these years later when Usher's a grown man? You see that Usher's not trying to say nothing about what happened with him and Diddy Glover, but you so selfish that you're gonna put your son on the front line like this. You're gonna put your son on blast. You know what I'm saying? After you dropped him off with a set of skates, I don't know if it was skates or rollerblades or whatever, you dropped him off at Diddy Glover's house. Now you're trying to act like you're outraged and you really believe that Usher and Diddy Glover had a secret love affair and you're mad at him. You already talking about you going to disown Usher, but how are you going to make him confess that him and Diddy Glover had a love affair? How do you know if Diddy Glover is even Usher's first? Ma'am, you don't know. You dropped him off with them grown-ass men. Surviving the fact that you dropped him off with them grown-ass men, you don't know if Russell Simmons could allegedly be Usher's first. You dropped him off with a bunch of monsters, and you didn't give a damn. You was worrying about getting your hair done and your nails did, ma'am. So now you all pissed off. When you knew that your son had talent, he could sing. You didn't care about nothing. You said, oh, your son was going to be your meal ticket, and you dropped him off with Diddy Glover. And you admitted, ma'am, that you didn't even know Diddy like that. How many people that's on here right now that'll drop your kids off with a motherfucker that you don't know and you don't know nothing about? You did that. So I'm not going for this. Salute to the people in the building, guys. Smash that like button. Share this video. Usher's mother. Yeah, I mean, sources close to Usher saying allegedly that his mom is threatening to sue Diddy Glover for $30 million. I want to see you win this lawsuit, ma'am. You're going to mess up Little Rod's lawsuit. You're going to mess up everybody else's lawsuit if this is true that's coming out. Because they already said that Diddy Glover had a whole bunch of other lawsuits coming. I had no idea that one of the lawsuits allegedly is yours, ma'am. How can you do that? Even Justin Bieber mom came out and cussed out Diddy Glover. She cussed him out. But she never said, from my knowledge, that she was going to sue him. You put an exact price on it. $30 million? And now you so concerned? And then how are you going to talk your son into, if he is in love with Diddy Glover, and Diddy Glover was his first, nobody forgets about their first. Ma'am, if this was his first, what makes you think he's going to give up his first? If Diddy Glover really allegedly took Usher's virginity, yes, he is acting like Diddy Glover took his virginity at the what is it, the Diddy camp? Yeah, something definitely happened at the Diddy camp. Usher said he won't send his own kids there, but ma'am, you sent him to Diddy camp. Now you so upset and outraged because you're embarrassed. That's what it is. A bunch of people in your family is looking at you saying, how did you drop him off with Diddy Glover? Well, all of this stuff going on with Diddy, now you're trying to act like you had nothing to do with this, ma'am. Now you're threatening to sue him. Why wasn't you trying to sue him in the 90s? When Usher was getting his booty slapped and Usher was allegedly getting put in the hospital by Diddy Glover. Diddy Glover, ex-bodyguard, Gene Deal, said you knew that Usher was in the hospital. And you knew why. And it wasn't for hemorrhoids, ma'am. The pain was in his rear end, yes, but it wasn't from hemorrhoids. This is pure survival at this point. We are surviving the fact that Usher's mother threatening to sue Diddy Glover, allegedly, and then she wants to disown Usher because Usher don't want to make a confession. He don't want to tell on his alleged lover. What the hell do you think he's going to do? He's probably closer to Diddy Glover than you. I'm sorry, and I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not being disrespectful, ma'am. I'm just saying, if you threatening to sue this man, you let him be like a parent to Usher. You did. How you gonna get mad? You think he gonna trade on Diddy Glover for you? You know what I mean? And then ruin his whole reputation when we already know what's going on. Usher's still trying to keep quiet. He's over there meditating with Russell Simmons. The feds is looking up tapes and everything that Diddy Glover secretly had himself. You know what I mean? So don't try to get yourself out of this as being trying to make yourself look like you're a good parent. You're too late. It's too late to try to make yourself look like you were innocent when you the one who dropped him off. You was worried about the money. Like you sound crazy. I'm telling you, allegedly, if you the one doing this, you sound crazy and you're gonna look stupid. None of the people is gonna side with you. Every person I bet that's on here feel the same way that I feel. You dropped that boy off with Diddy Glover. And Usher is not trying to tell nobody what happened with Diddy Glover. Even Justin Bieber cut Usher off. Justin Bieber didn't even want to sing with your son, ma'am, at the Super Bowl. At the Super Bowl, one of the biggest stages ever, he didn't want to sing with your son because your son can't let go of the love affair, the alleged secret love affair that he had with Diddy Glover, allegedly. So why would you think that Usher's going to trade on Diddy Glover for you? Especially if he broke his virginity. Especially if he broke his virginity. Michael B. Jordan got his virginity broke by what's that girl name? Lori Harvey. And he was his punches was slow as shit in Creed 3 when they broke up. His punches was slow as shit in Creed 3. You know what I'm talking about? This is pure survival. When somebody take your motherfucking virginity, that's something you never forget. You know what I mean? This is pure survival, guys. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Smash that like button. Usher's mother is outraged. She's pissed. She's threatened. First, she talking about disowning Usher. Now she's threatening to sue Diddy Glover for $30 million. Didn't you make enough money off your son when you dropped him off with this alleged monster? You know what I'm saying? Now you want to come back, talking about you want to sue him for $30 million. I don't appreciate what he done to my son. My son is traumatized. Well, why don't your son come say that then? Why are you the only one saying that he's traumatized? It seemed like to us, once he got older, him and Diddy love affair done blossomed. You know what I mean? We must meditate, guys. This is pure survival. Diddy Glover allegedly broke Usher's virginity, and this was his very first time. So I don't think he's gonna tell on the person he had his very first time with. You know what I mean? We must meditate. He Man, his first time. This was his first time. My very first time. Well, I see. Remember my very first time. See you again. My very first time. This was his very first time. Like, this pure. My very first time. See you again. Listen, this was his alleged very first time, ma'am. This is pure survival. How could you sue when if Diddy Glover took Usher's virginity, you the one who made it happen? Surviving the fact that you the one who made it happen. You wasn't thinking about that shit when he was grooming your son and fighting him over cereal. Did you ever go drop Usher off some cereal, knowing that he was fighting grown ass men that was in their hundreds for a bag of cereal? No, you never dropped them off. No Lunchables, no nothing. This is pure survival at this point, guys. Smash that like button.
So when
This
you
woman
came
is
to
crazy.
Atlanta and your son gets into this group and he's doing well, you're his mother. How did you make sure that people didn't take advantage of him? I was assertive.
Look at you. The woman just asked you, how did you make sure that no one took advantage of your son? All you could do was say, I was a servant. That was your answer. That woman asked you, how did you make sure that no one took advantage of your son? Ma'am, your reply to that was ridiculous. So you being mad at Diddy Glover, this is not me taking up for Diddy Glover. I'm just saying, your son is not even going to tell nobody what happened because of his embarrassment, public embarrassment, when we're not even going to look at him different. But Diddy Glover, if Diddy Glover took his virginity, he has some type of mental hold on your son, ma'am, and it's your fault. Listen to how this lady asked this woman, how did you protect him? And she didn't have no answer for it.
So when you came to Atlanta and your son gets into this group and he's doing well, you're his mother. How did you make sure that people didn't take advantage of him? I was assertive. Okay? I did my homework.
Well, it looks like Miss Johnetta either didn't do her homework well or she knew what was happening to Usher and didn't do nothing.
You hear that? Looks like Miss Johnetta knew what was happening with Usher and didn't care about it. You just said to that lady that you did your homework. If you did your homework when you dropped your 14-year-old off, you would not be trying to sue for $30 million right now, ma'am. This is pure survival at this point. And you had a nerve to say you did your homework, but then you said you didn't know the people that you dropped him off with. How did you do your homework, but you didn't even know the person you dropped him off with? Surviving the fact that you talking about you did your homework, but you didn't even know the motherfuckers you dropped him off with? This is pure survival, ma'am.
So when you came to Atlanta and your son gets into this group and he's doing well, you're his mother. How did you make sure that people didn't take advantage of him? I was assertive. Okay? I did my homework.
Well, it looks like Miss Johnetta either didn't do her homework well or she knew what was happening to Usher and didn't do nothing. I mean, by now you...
I'm sorry, guys. Y'all know I got to stop when them super chats come in. Salute to Keith Tyler. Keith Tyler just hit that super chat. Keith Tyler, we are surviving Usher's mother, dude. This is pure survival. This woman should be ashamed of herself. And I'm trying not to be mean. But for her to say she did her homework on who she dropped him off with, then why are you allegedly suing Diddy Glover for $30 million? And you're only doing it because everybody's suing Diddy Glover right now. Suing Diddy Glover is like the coolest shit to do right now. I'm about to sue Diddy Glover. Surviving the fact that I'm about to sue Diddy Glover, I'm about to find a damn lawyer, and I'm gonna tell the lawyer about when Diddy Glover got my food stamps turned off. I never filed a lawsuit when Diddy Glover got my food stamps turned off. When everybody was looking at me funny when I would walk in the welfare office. When I would walk in the welfare office, they didn't treat me the same. Even the security guard, me and the security guard at the welfare office, we used to be cool. We used to be busting it up, laughing and joking. Everybody was looking at me funny. You know what I mean? When Diddy Glover called down to the welfare office and got my food stamps turned off, I could have filed a lawsuit on him then, but I never did. This is pure survival, ma'am. So you trying to file a lawsuit, to me, it sounds like a money grab. It sounds like you knew what was going on the whole time, and you're only trying to sue because Cassie made everybody come out. Not saying that these other alleged victims are really victims, because there's more people coming. As this week, I heard there's a couple more, and then next week is a couple more coming out. Yes, this is pure survival. But we got to think, some of these people are coming out for the money, ma'am, and guess who those people are? You. You are the wrong person to be trying to sue somebody when you the one that dropped your little kid off. You ain't drop him off at McDonald's. No, you dropped him off at Diddy Glover's, at Diddy Kruger. You know what I mean? Not Freddy Krueger, Diddy Kruger's house. This is pure survival at this point, ma'am.
So when you came to Atlanta and your son gets into this group and he's doing well, you're his mother. How did you make sure that people didn't take advantage of him? I was assertive. Okay? I did my homework.
Well, it looks like Miss Johnetta either didn't do her homework well or she knew what was happening to Usher and didn't do nothing. I mean, by now you've already heard all the crazy things that Usher allegedly went through when he was being mentored by P. Diddy, right?
So I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
and I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
However, a lot of people...
Ma'am, your son couldn't even indulge. He just said he didn't even know what he was looking at. When he seen men on men, buck ass naked, he didn't even know what he was looking at. But to him, at 14, 15 years old, that became normal to him. He didn't even know what he was looking at, but that became normal to him. Two butt naked men rubbing beards and eating ice cream, pecker on pecker. That became normal to him, ma'am. He didn't even know what he was looking at. This is pure survival. So you got a nerve. Surviving the fact that you got a nerve.
I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
However, a lot of people have also been wondering, where was Usher's mother while her teenage son was allegedly sharing a bed with a grown man? Like, there have always been talks about how much of a great mother she was for being so involved with Usher's career.
My mother has contributed everything to who I am and what I am as a person, as a human being.
So it's hard for a lot of people to believe that she didn't know what was going on. Did she let it go without saying anything? Did she have any power in preventing it? Here's the thing. When Usher was first signed to LaFace Records, as a young teen, his mom gave him to Diddy as a mentor. And at 14 years old, Usher moved to New York to stay with Diddy.
Remember, Usher went to stay with Puffy. Now that was a business decision right there. Because I didn't know Puffy. I didn't know him.
But for years...
Now, ma'am,
It
if
has
you
always
go to
been said
court, they're going to play that in court. You said you didn't even know Diddy Glover. You say it out of your own mouth. You didn't even know Diddy Glover. You know what I'm saying? So when you go to court and you try to sue him for $30 million, how are you going to explain to a judge, I dropped my child off with somebody, I didn't know who the person was, but then you claim that you did your homework? This is pure survival at this point, ma'am. We are surviving the fact that you're lying and you're trying to do a money grab right now. You know what I mean? And Diddy Glover, I'm not taking up for you, Diddy Glover. I'm not. But at this point, Usher's mom, she the one why that boy is so traumatized. She plays a part in this shit too. Not just you. Surviving the fact that it wasn't just you, Diddy Glover.
being so involved with Usher's career.
My mother has contributed everything to who I am and what I am as a person, as a human being.
So it's hard for a lot of people to believe that she didn't know what was going on. Did she let it go without saying anything? Did she have any power in preventing it? Here's the thing. When Usher was first signed to LaFace Records, as a young teen, his mom gave him to Diddy as a mentor. And at 14 years old, Usher moved to New York to stay with Diddy.
Remember, Usher went to stay with Puffy. Now that was a business decision right there. Because I didn't know Puffy. I didn't know him.
But
you hear that? That was a business decision. I didn't know Puffy. You said that out of your mouth, ma'am. Your son was a business decision. That's what you called your son. A business decision. So what do you think that I think that's going on right now, ma'am? This is pure survival at this point.
When Usher was first signed to LaFace Records as a young teen, his mom gave him to Diddy as a mentor. And at 14 years old, Usher moved to New York to stay with Diddy.
Remember, Usher went to stay with Puffy. Now that was a business decision right there, because I didn't know Puffy. I didn't know him.
But for years, it has always been said that Diddy did more than just mentor Usher. Other than exposing him to adult stuff as a teen, there have also been rumors that Diddy also took advantage of Usher.
So Puffy was there, and I will never forget it. We had this conversation, and he said, "You're going to have to trust me."
Now, do you want to tell me that Usher's mom was not seeing what was happening, yet literally everyone else saw how much Usher was being exposed to some weird things? Ed Lover even once recalled a time when he went to the club and Usher was drinking himself crazy.
And I look to my right, and there's a kid standing there drinking champagne.
Oh no.
And I couldn't help but wonder who the hell let their child come into this club, stand in the VIP section, and drink champagne. I mean, guzzling champagne out the bottle.
Then he said,
You hear that? Even Ed Lover said it. What parent would have had their son sitting at a VIP section at like 14, 15, drinking champagne? He said, what parent would have done that? Ma'am, you're the parent. Salute to the 1,300 people watching right now. We are surviving Usher's mother, and we are surviving the fact that Diddy Glover allegedly took Usher's virginity. You know what I mean? And my very first time in the house in Diddy's party, wanna see you again. My very first time. If Diddy Glover took his virginity, ma'am, how do you expect him to expose it? Surviving the fact that he's not gonna make a confession if Diddy Glover was his first? You never forget about your first. You know what I'm saying? If he thawed him like Hassan Campbell. Salute to Stacy, just hit that super chat. We are surviving Usher's mother, guys. And the woman trying to get $30 million after your son thighs went through the things that it went through. This is pure survival. You know what I mean? Ma'am, you need to look up Hassan Campbell. Hassan Campbell explains about what it feels like to be thighed. You know what I mean? By a grown man. Diddy Glover rubbed his thighs with lotion and all this type of stuff, slipping and sliding on Usher's thighs, ma'am. This is pure survival. This is pure survival right now, ma'am. Pure survival. The man done thawed your son and you want $30 million. You know how much money? It ain't enough money in the world that you can pay, that you can get for Diddy Glover to thaw me like that. You know what I mean? And in the fact you try to come for the money years later. Why ain't Usher trying to get the money? Because now Usher is traumatized. You know what I mean? And Usher is not going to tell on his alleged predators. You know what I mean? You see he hanging out with Russell Simmons with candles, Indian style, doing some kind of weird ass yoga shit. Motherfucking Russell Simmons got his eyes like this in the back, looking in the picture. A real creepy ass. He looked like a Halloween mask. It just looked like this. That was a very creepy yoga session. Ma'am, I would have never felt comfortable doing a yoga session and Russell Simmons behind me like this, looking in the camera. This is pure survival. You should have thought about that then, ma'am. Because this is all your fault, in my opinion. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? When the same way I told Diddy Glover's mother off about his behavior, and Diddy Glover is slapping his mother and things like that, allegedly. And she let him do the shit he was doing. That's why he's so throwed off, ma'am. But you can't get mad. Usher wants all this stuff to die down. We know this. Usher skated around the halftime performance. He was just skating all around, doing some incredible ass skate moves too. You know what I mean? I ain't going to front. The motherfucking moves he was doing on them skates, I said, what the fuck? How the fuck you do that? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? But you let your son go with a man. Ma'am, we just found out that P. Diddy is every bit of 160-something years old. P. Diddy is 160-something years old. Like, this is in real time, ma'am. This is pure survival. So if P. Diddy is 160-something years old, you dropped him off. Diddy Glover was like 120-something. Diddy Glover was like 120-something years old when you dropped your 14-year-old off with him. You dropped your 14-year-old off with a man that's 120-something years old. This is pure survival. These are dinosaur men. Like Usher got dinosaured. He got dinosaured. A dinosaur pecker. This is crazy, guys.
Ed Lover even once recalled a time when he went to the club and Usher was drinking himself crazy.
And I look to my right, and there's a kid standing there drinking champagne.
Oh no.
And I couldn't help but wonder who the hell let their child come into this club, stand in the VIP section, and drink champagne. I mean, guzzling champagne out the bottle.
Then he said that it was only after Usher's album dropped that he realized that the child with P. Diddy at the club guzzling champagne at the VIP section was Usher. And Usher himself said that when he was living with Diddy, he got to witness things that a teenager should never be exposed to.
What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
He also spilled.
He said very, very curious things. He said very curious things taking place. What did Usher mean by very, very curious things taking place, ma'am? You wasn't talking to your son on the phone when he was out there with Diddy Glover? You mean to tell me you just dropped him off? Never had a conversation with your son, ma'am? I know a lot of women that got sons, and they be treating their sons like little girls. Because my mom is one of them. My mom used to treat me like a goddamn girl. Anywhere I went, she wanted to know. She wanted to ask my dad, where you taking my son? Where's he doing? He better not be at the Greek fest. Like, where is he? You know what I'm saying? Mothers show concerns. If they ain't treating their sons like they boyfriends, they treat them like little girls. You know what I'm saying? Just like how us men is crazy about our daughters. So you telling me you wasn't calling your son, finding out what are you doing over there at Diddy camp? What are you doing over there at Diddy camp? Surviving the fact that Usher mother never called to find out what was he doing at Diddy camp. This is crazy, ma'am. So we know that you had to have, I'm going to give you that, ma'am. You had to been talking to Usher. You had to been asking him, what are you doing with that man? He was drinking champagne in the club. In this club. Why do you think that Usher wanted to make love in the club? Why do you think that Usher wanted to make love in the club? He didn't want to make love in a car. He didn't want to make love, with somebody his age, like a woman. He wanted to make love in a club because Diddy Glover taught him how to make love in a club. Surviving the fact that he was making love in a club with Diddy Glover. This is pure survival, ma'am. You see, I'm searching for somebody that'll take you out and do you right. All you're gonna do is tell me what it feels like. All you're gonna do is tell me what you're sipping on. Cause I'm gonna come and keep it coming all night long. Oh, looking in your eyes while I'm standing here with this guy. And I'm thinking, Diddy, I got a thing for you. Doing it on purpose. Why it ain't work? He was doing it on purpose, ma'am. And he wanted to make love in the club. In that club that he was with Diddy Glover. So for you to try to come out and sue Diddy Glover right now, you are too late. We as the people is not going to play that. We got 1,500 motherfuckers watching right now, ma'am. All over the world. This is pure survival. Nobody agree with you. You was trying to get some money after all the money. You mean to tell me, so Diddy was just sending you a check while he had your son? You never was finding out or asking what's going on with my child, nothing? You just taking the money, getting your hair done, your nails did. You know what I mean? Talking about I did my homework. What were you doing with the money, ma'am? What were you doing with the money? Because now the shit seemed like it ran out. You mad at Usher because you want Usher to come out and tell what happened to him. But then now you're trying to sue Diddy Glover. You're not taking no accountability at all. None. You want to disown your son and then sue Diddy Glover for $30 million. But where's your accountability as a mother that your son was drinking champagne in the VIP section? You didn't think something weird was going to happen with him? Something? You know what I mean? Whether if he got a boyfriend, they could have had drugs, guns, whatever in the car with him. All kinds of crazy stuff could have happened with that young boy. Usher seemed traumatized. That motherfucker got married after the goddamn Super Bowl. Nobody knew about it. Nobody knew about it. And the woman that he's married to knew about the alleged herpes allegations. She know about all of that. She know about the secret love affair between him and Diddy and all of that. She loved Usher. So of course she not going to judge him because some shit happened to him as a kid. She still, you know what I mean? She clearly loved him. And she, you know, if he married his wife, if he really got herpes, then she got it too. So of course that doesn't bother her. She's being very supportive, ma'am. But you're not being supportive. You are being money hungry and selfish. This is pure survival, ma'am. This is all I gotta say. You know what I mean? I don't give a damn what nobody say. If she's allegedly trying to sue Diddy for money, for 30 million, this is all a money grab. This is about her. And it always been about you ever since the day you dropped him off. And he fell in love with Diddy Glover. And allegedly got his virginity broke. This is pure survival.
Come into this club, stand in the VIP section, and drink champagne. I mean, guzzling champagne out the bottle.
Then he said that it was only after Usher's album dropped that he realized that the child with P. Diddy at the club guzzling champagne at the VIP section was Usher. And Usher himself said that when he was living with Diddy, he got to witness things that a teenager should never be exposed to.
What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
He also spilled during an interview with Essence magazine that Diddy really did expose him to some nasty things. According to the magazine, Usher was very calm when he was asked about other things, but when the talk turned to his time living with P. Diddy, Usher became surprisingly restrained, and he simply said, "I want to save some stuff for my book one day." I'll put it this way, there was a lot of And when he was asked whether as a dad he would ever send his son to Puffy Flavor Camp, his answer was pretty clear.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Keep in mind.
Now, why would he say hell no that he wouldn't send his kids to Diddy Camp, ma'am? Salute to the 1,400 people in the building. Smash that like button, guys. We are surviving Usher's mother. This is pure survival. You know what I mean? We got 1,400 people in here. The likes should be up way higher than that. This is real survival. We are surviving the parents who was dropping these kids off in the industry. Look at that motherfucker. What's the other motherfucker? Orlando Brown. The one that said Diddy Glover gave him the Oshkosh goulash. The Oshkosh goulash. What the fuck is an Oshkosh goulash? This is pure survival, guys. Have you ever been listen, whatever the Oshkosh goulash is, right? If you are in a relationship, I'm speaking to the men, it's 1,700 people. I'm speaking to the men and the women. Look at your partner and tell your partner, look, tonight, I'm going to give you the Oshkosh goulash. Y'all ain't going to know what the fuck that is. Y'all got to figure it out. Y'all got to make that shit up. We got to make up a Oshkosh goulash. When I see my woman, when she get off of work tonight, I'm going to say, baby, we're going to do the Oshkosh goulash. You know what I mean? Tonight. She going to look at me like I'm crazy. I'm going to say, I don't give a shit. We're going to try to figure it out. We're going to make this move up. You know what I mean? Because we make up our own sex moves anyway. We make up our own sex moves anyway. You know what I mean? I be like, baby, look, I'm about to do the frog. She be like, what's the frog? I'm about to do the frog. Yeah, I mean, you know the frog. You know what I'm talking about? When I take my legs in the air and I shape them up like a frog. And I get to dunking down to that motherfucker. You know what I mean? This is pure survival at this point, guys. You know what I mean? Usher, I'm sorry, dude. I had to tell your mom off because if you're not going to tell her off, I'm going to. If this woman's trying to sue Diddy Glover for $30 million saying that he took your virginity, he mistreated you, molested you as a kid, but you're not admitting to that, how do she think she's going to win that lawsuit? This is a total, publicity stunt at this point. You know what I mean? And then the judge is going to look at her like, ma'am, aren't you the woman who dropped him off? Or am I talking to the woman who dropped him off? Did Diddy Glover come to your house and steal your child? And you never reported it? Oh, no. I dropped him off. I dropped him off. They're going to look at you so crazy, ma'am. Your lawsuit going to get thrown out. I'm telling you, this is pure survival. If I couldn't sue Diddy Glover for getting my food stamps turned off, then why do you think that you got a right to sue him for some shit that happened to your son that you allowed to happen?
Ever send his son to Puffy Flavor Camp, his answer was pretty clear.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Keep in mind that when it comes to the things Diddy himself did to prove that he should have never been left with Usher, the receipts are endless. For instance, there was a time when Diddy admitted while he was drunk that he used.
This is crazy.
The new $1.99 Sonic Crispy Tender Wraps are here for a limited
And everything
time
we
in
know,
bold flavors like hickory
everything we know, she knew.
right here.
Everything she know, everything we know, she knew. When your son was fighting, not damn near fighting for his butt cheeks, fighting for cereal, fighting for milk with this man. This was out there. There was a video with Kevin Hart and Usher, which is right here. Your son was fighting for cereal, ma'am. This was pure survival. As soon as I saw that, oh shit, my kid is fighting over cereal. It would have been on. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't do nothing. Now you want to come 100 and something years later when Usher probably damn near was pregnant by Diddy Glover. Usher probably had an abortion of Diddy Glover by now. You wouldn't know if Usher was pregnant to Diddy Glover. Surviving the fact that Usher could have been pregnant by Diddy Glover. And you ain't no shit.
And he should have never been left with Usher. The receipts are endless. For instance, there was a time when Diddy admitted while he was drunk that he used to wake up with Usher.
My brother right here from day one, we used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like just back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you Kevin Hart's reaction when Diddy was saying whatever he was saying.
Even Kevin Hart thought that was crazy. Look at Kevin Hart. Look at that right there. Look at that. Now that's one of the ugliest, funniest Kevin Hart faces right there. For him that's his natural reaction when he find out. You know what I'm saying? Kevin looked like he happy about to take a doodle right now. He about to take a doodle with a big smile on his face. That's what that looked like. Kevin Hart heard that shit and he like, what? And Diddy knew he slipped up. He said, oh, my bad. Oh, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like, you was fighting and wrestling with this boy over cereal. Couldn't even let that boy, that poor child, eat the cereal. You just had to have the cereal, huh, Diddy? This is pure survival at this point, guys.
We used to fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you Kevin Hart's reaction when Diddy was saying whatever he was saying spoke volumes. Let's not even begin with Usher's reaction because he looked hella embarrassed. And I don't know about you, but the way Diddy always behaved around Usher was a little bit sus.
Take your time with it. Breathe it in. Yeah, there you are. So you gonna see this for you. You got nobody else with you. You take your time, boy. I see you.
And look at how Diddy was spinning around him while Usher had that Easter pink on. Usher was on stage with the Easter pink on. With the mohawk, with the Easter pink. And Diddy like, yeah, I see you. I see you. He's spinning around him like, yeah, look at you, daddy. Oh, man, you about to go out there, daddy. Oh, God, I see you, daddy. Oh, meet me at the hotel after you perform, daddy. Oh, yeah. This is how Diddy was spinning around Usher before his performance. You know what I mean? This is pure survival and pure savagery. I can't even go out to perform without you circling around me like a rap cipher. He's circling around Usher like a rap cipher. You know what I mean? While he trying to perform. Talking about, ooh, daddy, the way you about to go perform. The way you holding that mic up. You holding that mic like a pecker. Y'all got to smash that like button, guys. We got too many people in here. This is pure savagery at this point.
And I don't know about you, but the way Diddy always behaved around Usher was a little bit sus.
Take your time with it. Breathe it in. Yeah, there you are. So you gonna see this for you. You got nobody else with you. You take your time, boy. I see you. Fly ass motherfucker in Vegas. You were in the kitchen eating all my cereal.
Look, he's still arguing about the cereal. Did you hear this man? Now, you just surrounded Usher, rubbing all on his shoulders, breathing with your hot pecker breath, talking about, oh, daddy, you about to go on that stage. Oh, man, you look so good in that Easter pink. Oh, can't wait to see you at the hotel tonight. Oh, just breathing that hot penis breath all over Usher's shoulders and neck. You know what I'm saying? This is pure survival. Then you talking about eating up all my cereal. You still keep bringing up that cereal. You said he was 10 years old when y'all was fighting over that cereal. 10 years old. Diddy Glover? And you still mad about that same box of cereal? All that money you got and you couldn't get no more cereal. This is crazy, guys. Sister Soul in the building. Salute to Sister Soul. Sister Soul just hit that super chat. Sent a player $10. Thank you, Sister Soul. She said, looking at him like a pork chop. Yes, Sister Soul. This is pure survival at this point. Looking at Diddy Glover like a pork chop. No, looking at Usher like a pork chop. Surviving the fact that Diddy Glover was looking at Usher like a pork chop. This is crazy, guys. I mean, I'm just so devastated. I'm just so devastated that his mother would even come out and think she got the right to try to sue somebody when you the one who let this shit happen, ma'am.
Going Vegas. You were in the kitchen eating all my my cereal.
Let's also not forget that there has also been questionable tea on Usher, but maybe that's all because of what Diddy exposed him to when he was growing up under his wing.
But since you're in Atlanta, you can take us in a little bit more. So what is the word on the street and what that marriage is about?
We're gonna hold that for a later date, but
Okay.
what you think you heard is what's on the street.
Okay, so he's how you doing?
Yeah, we know what Wendy Williams and Dwight Eubanks meant by saying Usher was how you doing. There were also reports some time back that Usher found the time to have some good time in a gay club after some Broadway shows. According to someone who also went to the club, everyone was in Usher's dressing room drinking champagne when someone came up with an idea that they should go to a club. That's when the source claimed the group went to a popular gay nightclub, saying, "We weren't looking for a gay club. It just happened. I mean, most of us were gay, so we just went to a place we knew." Interesting much? Apparently, that's when the night began to heat up. As the source said, there were half-naked men.
See, and we don't care. We, like I said,
Can you smell
and
it?
I can't stress it
Nothing
no
beats
more.
demo day. Because smashing
I
things.
can't stress it no more. Like we
Then,
don't
according
we
to
don't care if Usher got a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Someone.
You know what I'm saying? What we care about is the fact that this woman dropped this boy off at 10. Diddy said that they was fighting over cereal at 10. He said he was 10 years old. People saying you dropped him off at 14. But I don't know what age, 10 and 14. Whichever age it is, ma'am, it was very inappropriate for you to come back all these years later. You know what I mean? Knowing Diddy is 160-something years old, ma'am. So this means that Diddy was 120-something years old. I don't know how many times I must repeat that people keep thinking that Diddy is in his 50s. How do you think that man is in his 50s when he got the money to do the same shit that Madonna's like, what, 500-600 years old? And she looked like she's 22? That's the money. You know what I'm saying? They're from another, they send these people to another planet to come down and make them look younger, and they pay the money to do that. You see when Diddy Glover, all these lawsuits and all that shit, that Beijing, the black stuff that he be painting his face, it all went out and he was looking like Danny Glover. When Diddy was looking like Danny Glover, y'all see the last picture of him? That's why I call him Diddy Glover. That's why, for those who don't know, that's why I call him Diddy Glover. We got 1,500 people watching right now as we survive Diddy Glover. You know what I mean? And then y'all wonder why Usher was coming out with the Cisco. Y'all niggas gonna make me unleash the dragon. Y'all don't really wanna unleash the dragon. Diddy, if you hear me, say, yeah. Shorty, if you hear me, say, yeah. That's why he had the dragon, the unleash the dragon
They should
hairstyle.
go to a club. That's when
You know
the
what I'm
source
saying?
claimed the group went to a
This
popular
why he
gay
had-
nightclub, saying we
this
weren't
why
looking
he
for a
had
gay
the
club.
unleash the
It just
dragon,
happened. I mean,
hairstyle.
most of us were gay, so we just went to a place we knew. Interesting much? Apparently, that's when the night
You see
began.
that? And this is why he had the Unleash the Dragon hairstyle. You see what I'm saying? It's 1,300 people watching right now, and I'm trying to show y'all whatever hairstyles that this man had decided to put in his head during survival, it's real. You know what I'm talking about? It's real in the field. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the 1,300 people in the building, man. Smash that like button. Share this video. Usher's mother. You should be ashamed of yourself, ma'am. You the one who dropped this nigga off at this man's house. Now you trying to sue for $30 million? This is crazy. You're thinking about yourself once again. You're thinking about yourself once again. Once you seen your son with this hairstyle, once you seen your son with that hairstyle, you should have known that he was going through some kind of trauma at this point. He was going through some kind of trauma at this point while he was surviving Diddy Glover. You know what I'm saying? So this is pure survival at this point, man. Salute to everybody in the building, man. We surviving Usher's mother right now. This is crazy.
Heat up, as the source said, there were half-naked men everywhere, and Usher didn't seem to mind. Then, according to the source, Usher struck up a conversation with an older gentleman, and he even explained the situation, saying, Usher was talking up in this guy's face. I thought the two of them were going to start kissing. At first, I couldn't believe my eyes, but then I thought, this is Chelsea, so anything goes. The source also said, about 20 minutes after we got there, a crowd started to form around Usher, and we decided that it was time to leave. We all had a lot of fun, though. Then, when asked whether Usher had a good time also, the a source said, I know he did. And do you remember when several people claimed that Usher gave them herpes? A woman named Quantasia Sharpton, along with a Jane Doe and a John Doe, sued Usher, claiming that they all had relations with Usher, and they all said he risked their health by not telling them about his alleged diagnosis and were seeking unspecified damages. The woman, who did not identify herself, said that she slept with Usher at least twice, and after contracting herpes from him, her...
See this, ma'am? Your son already dealt with enough embarrassment. When Quantasia accused him of giving her herpes, now imagine your son did the Super Bowl, you know what I mean, on skates. What if he would have had a herpes outbreak while he was on them skates, ma'am? Like Usher could have, he was on them skates moving as if he was having a herpes outbreak, it wouldn't even affect him. You know what I mean? You got to give him more credit. People that came out and accused him of giving them herpes. You know what I'm saying? So Usher is done dealing with the public and wanting to put out things that he done went through. And for you to try to sue Diddy Glover for $30 million, you know what I mean? You're trying to put his business out there, and Usher is not trying to make a confession. He's already dealt with enough trauma, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you dropped him off. You did. You need to blame yourself instead of blaming everyone else and still trying to do a money grab. You're still money hungry after all these years later, ma'am. This is pure survival. Salute to the 1,400 people right now watching. It's 1,400 people across the world. Y'all got to smash that like button, though, because YouTube got to know that it's 1,400 people watching this that's surviving Usher's mother. This is pure survival at this point. Look. See, Diddy Glover is messing with my TV right now. Diddy Glover is messing with my TV.
Twins were stillborn. Apparently, stillbirth is a direct consequence of giving birth while infected with herpes. But I am more interested with the John Doe who claimed he had a night with Usher at a Koreatown spa in Los Angeles. Let's just say that a lot of people were not having a hard time believing the John Doe, because if Diddy really put Usher through everything that has been said, maybe part of it stayed with him. At this point, I think Usher's mom probably knew, and it's most likely one of the things that haunts her, and she will never forgive Diddy. Well, you see how you've been wondering whether Usher's mom knew what was going on? Howard Stern had the same concerns, and when he asked Usher about it, Usher said his parents didn't know nothing.
Mary J. Blige, they ain't know nothing about this.
Apparently, in Kim Porter's tell-all...
Now you see that? Usher, your mother, this is my whole thing. Usher's mom, I know you watching. If you are embarrassed because of all this stuff that came out about Diddy Glover, and everybody know that Diddy Glover was like your son's parent legal guardian, so you're embarrassed, ma'am, you have to suck it up. Think about the embarrassment that your son got to go through knowing that he had a secret love affair with Diddy Glover, that Diddy Glover broke his virginity. Allegedly, he broke that man's virginity. So you think that he going to forget about him when, you know what I'm saying? Why you think Usher won't tell, he won't make a confession? He made a whole song confessing to Chili that he cheated on her, allegedly, but he won't make a confession that he had a secret love affair with Diddy Glover. My whole thing is, ma'am, you know right now that this is a money grab. I'm not defending Diddy Glover. But if you knew you dropped your son off at 14 years old with this grown man that's 100 and something years old, you knew what was going on. You know what I mean? So I must not support you in your, you know what I mean, in your endeavors and your little sneaky money grab, ma'am. This is pure survival.
A book that was supposed to come out before she died, she also wrote that Usher's mom confronted Diddy when she found out about what was happening. Okay, but what exactly did she do after finding out what was happening? Because as far as I'm concerned, there was no repercussions at all. She literally just continued to focus on Usher's career.
I am the person that makes the magic happen. And I want to spend my time, working on making it perfect.
Guys, let me know what you think, because I don't want to imagine that Usher's mom knew and did nothing. Do you think that she knew what was going on even earlier? Do you really think she confronted Diddy about the allegations that were making rounds? Sound off in the comments section below, and don't forget to check out this next video.
Now, you know what? Salute to the 1,400 people. Check it out. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, ma'am. Respectfully. I'm not gonna say that I believe that you knew everything that was going on with Usher. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say, in my humble opinion, I believe that you didn't care, man. You was thinking about money. You was thinking about yourself. You know what I mean? And it's just pure survival at this point. You was just thinking about yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you're still thinking about yourself up to this day. So allegedly you're trying to sue Diddy for $30 million. My whole thing is you're going to look crazy as hell when you in front of a judge and that judge asks you, so ma'am, you dropped him off at 14, 13 years old, 10 years old. Oh, we going to throw this shit out because you play a part in it. You know what I mean? So stay tuned for our next episode of surviving this weird ass Hollywood industry. Like and subscribe.